everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. It's going to be a beautiful day here in October. I love it. So, October's tomorrow. So, I thought this was a perfect time to talk about everything we should be doing in our gardens. So,
I
welcome.
know it's
Thank you.
like almost like it's the best month. It's Halloween time, free candy. Also great temperatures to be outside in the garden. So just an overall great time.
Well, welcome. Thank you all for joining. My name is Carrie. My husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app, which probably most of you hopefully know about or came in to this video from. But we started gardening back 10 years ago, actually, and out of nowhere. Like we had never gardened before. And then suddenly we were like, you know what? I've heard that it's great for you, it's healthy, and we should do it. So in a couple of years, we turned like our entire backyard into gardens. I mean, we started growing a whole bunch of food and flowers and herbs and everything you can possibly imagine. And it was exciting. I absolutely loved it. And after about a year of it, we discovered smart pots and fell in love with them. They are absolutely incredible. And that's where we met Edvin.
Yeah, and sorry guys, I don't actually have a smart pot. Usually I do in my hand, but just behind Carrie. Smart pots are the original fabric gardening planter. They were invented in 1984, so it's our almost our 42nd, 43rd year as being a business. It started out actually as a way for tree farmers to actually grow trees larger and an easier fashion. Fast forward to today, like Dale and Carrie, you can use them in your garden for growing tomatoes, vegetables, herbs. They are 100% made here in Oklahoma, made from materials sourced in the United States. So that's something we're really, really proud of. And they're lead BPA free. They're easily last you 10 years. I know Dale and Carrie, they actually moved theirs from their last garden to where they currently are. And that was pretty funny. I know they have a picture somewhere of, their trailer full of planters. I'm sure people were wondering, going down the interstate, like, what are these people hauling? They're hauling smart pots with growing vegetables. But that's just one of the cool things about them. You can move them around and have gardens in small and unique spaces. So um, just like just like right now, October. Some of you might live in an area where you might get frost early. Just bring them inside and keep them in a warmer area. You can have stuff going year round.
Yeah, that's funny. I found the picture on my computer. I'm uploading it now so I can show it to everybody of us moving. There we go. We you can see we have literally the entire back of that trailer filled with our smart pots, with our plants, and we moved our garden from one side of the city to the other. So it was exciting.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
that's
perfect
commitment
for it.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
well,
Like
it was perfect.
when I heard about this story, I was like, okay, no, we definitely need to meet these people. Like these people are that's the definition of a smart pot gardener. Harry said, "What's frost?" Harry might be in an area where you do get no frost at all, and you just can
Yeah,
grow and garden year round.
yeah. I was gonna say I think California, right, is where he's at. Yep.
Nice, lucky.
Yeah. Ooh, and we have Daytona Beach too, and Indiana. We have people from everywhere. So welcome. Thank you. So I am here in Zone 7 in Oklahoma, right in central Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City, actually. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And
Yeah,
Edmond
and
usually is, but
yeah, yep, and Smart headquarters is located about 30 minutes from Dale and Cary. So we're super unique that we're able to connect. During the winter, Carrie, hopefully we'll invite her over and you'll see her. When it'll be snowing out, we'll be in the greenhouse,
oh,
planning
that
out and
sounds
planting more seeds. And actually, I think that this year, I think that talking behind the scenes, I think Carrie and I want to do a lot of hanging baskets this year. It's kind of
yes.
becoming a trend. So we're just kind of see what type of varieties we can have in baskets, and that's another really unique way to kind of have vegetables and herbs in a small compact area. But no, you guys have been watching us. I know we've been Smart Paw, we've been hustling, bustling, going through our trade show season. Decided to take a little break, so we are in Sequoia in California, which Harry Warp, you might be pretty close to us. So out here, beautiful weather. It's 63 degrees, Carrie, and we're like long sleeves and shorts, and
Wow.
it's just perfect. I'm not gonna lie, you
I'm
know.
jealous. It's still a bit warm here in Oklahoma. It's 80 degrees. So it's not like super hot. But it's like it's beautiful so I can be outside, and I actually have been planting out some of my fall crops and getting a lot of like my brassicas and lettuce and things like that out. No, it's a little on the warm side, but it's still doing great. So it's
Well, I will say it is noon where you are, and it's 10 o'clock where we are. So, I'm sure that the sun's once the sun gets rise, we'll probably be up in the 80s. But just perfect time to be out in the garden right now.
absolutely. And I will say too, I mean, October, I know I say this about every month, but like the fall months are my favorite time. I know, well, right now the mosquitoes are crazy where I am. Like I'm eaten alive, but I am always
Yeah.
outside. But so I can't wait for the temperatures to cool down a little bit and we get like our first frost. So that way it's even better. And that actually makes a lot of the food taste better too that I'm going to be growing. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think what did you guys say that Dale doesn't get bitten by mosquitoes, which I'm like super jealous because like I mean they
It just
like come to me and I'm always itching and
Yeah,
scratching.
and I have
Yeah.
like they like got my face because I was sprayed down too, and then they like bit my face. I'm like, oh my gosh, they are just
That's something I might be crazy, but I feel like mosquitoes have gotten smarter through the years. Because like now they only go for like my ankles and like areas where like you just wouldn't expect
yeah,
them. And they're just
yeah.
like,
I
I don't
got
know,
one on my
they're
ear. Yeah,
learning,
I
right?
know. I'm sure y'all don't need to hear about our mosquito issues, but if you guys have mosquito solutions, I mean, I feel like I've tried everything. So if you guys have mosquito solutions, send them my way because they seem to be breeding in like not even water. Because I'm like, there is no water right here. What are you doing? Like, why are you?
We've got air bending mosquitoes.
It's crazy. So, yeah, I feel like I've tried everything. I've done the mosquito dunks, which are obvious in my like standing water areas, but like random places, I just see a lot of them. So, everybody hit up the chat on all of your natural DIY mosquito help. I need it. Yes. I feel that. Yes. Okay. So, let's chat. Oh, I always forget to mention this, so I'm glad that I put it here this week. So, uh, yes, so we always do a giveaway whenever we do these live streams. We have fun giving away free stuff. So, yay! We're going to be doing a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription so you can get unlimited pictures you can send up to GrowBot. So for plant identification, pest help, or if you have like a plant that's not doing super well, you can take a picture, get advice on what to do. And then also you can do unlimited plants and in your visual garden layout. You also get free shipping on all of your orders through Park Seed, which is super exciting too. So, yes, definitely stay tuned to the end. We're going to do the drawing at the end of the workshop, and one of you guys is going to win. And each time you guys come in and comment, you get entered into win. So, comment away. And feel free any comments, questions that you may have, and we'll pull up. We're super informal here. We just like to hang out and chat with you guys. So if you have any questions, send them our way.
Yeah, it looks like some people are giving us
Oh,
their secret potions for mosquitoes. So I'm looking in. Yeah, be sure to keep commenting and enter in. We'll also be giving away a 3 pack of 15-gallon smart pots. So, and we were just talking off stream. It's October, Halloween, so I'm going to give away 3 orange ones. If you haven't seen my video, I made some jack-o'-lanterns. So for you guys who are creative out there, go to Hobby Lobby and get you some iron-on fabric, and you can make a fun little jack-o'-lantern. So make sure you guys are commenting because one lucky winner is going to win that awesome pack.
yeah. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. I love it. Oh, so Julie, yes, I actually woodland scent. I haven't tried that, but I actually did because I got this from you guys. I got the Skin So Soft and it works right. I need to start spraying it on my face now, apparently, because anywhere that I don't spray, they just go after that. And my ears, my face, my ears. But yes, that actually does seem to work. So yes, thank you for calling that out. Okay. I know. I'm excited too. Whenever Edvin mentioned those, I was like, yes, orange. It's perfect for
I know.
October.
And we tried to upload a picture, but of course it lagged right before we had to get on. So
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you can plant now. We're going to talk about a few things here. I do want to show you what you can see. So here, this is me. I have 2 weeks until the first fall frost. Can you believe that? That is, well, that's going to be like the estimated. It's not like we predict the future, but that is the estimated first fall frost date for here in Oklahoma for us. It goes and it takes like the past 100 years of frost dates and kind of averages them out and gives the best estimation for when it might be. And that's how all of the dates are calculated out and all that. But I do want to show you how you can come in here and find what to plant. So here in this Let's Grow section, it'll tell you everything that you can get growing right now in your area. So that'll go off of your specific location. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things today. Yeah, but I do want to show you guys that so that way you can pull up for your guys's location in case it's a little bit different.
yeah, that's honestly like super helpful. I mean, every time I show like people the app, it's like it's so amazing. And it's like one of the first thing that pops up too. So like if you find yourself at like a nursery or garden center or big box store and you're kind of second guessing which you can or can't grow, pop this up and it's just already has the data loaded in for where you're at.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm reading everybody's mosquito tips over here. Sorry, I'm
I know. I'm keeping myself from going over there. But it sounds like woodland incense or what is the kind of the best is what everybody's saying is
okay, I'm gonna have to
for
find
woodland
the
for
with it. I
mosquitoes.
don't know what I have. I think it's probably just original. I don't know. I'm not sure what I have, if I have that or not. But whatever I have, it does seem to work at least. But I just have to spray it on my face now, I guess. Which
Jackie says she's way over her frost date in Minnesota. Well, Jackie, hopefully you have hopefully you have a little indoor microgreen station set up and you're continuing on
yes.
with your
So we
gardening.
are going to talk today about not just like what you can grow right now, like outside. We're also going to talk about indoor growing and also tips on how to keep your outside like protected and different ways you can protect and extend your growing season, all of that. So hopefully there's something here for everybody, no matter what season or when your fall frost date is and all of that. Okay.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I was just reading EGRs. She said she started two seedling trees 2 days ago. Had horrible germination rates with spinach, but hoping for better this time.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Typically with spinach, I do a lot of outdoor direct seeding with spinach just because um I yeah, I don't have amazing luck with starting them indoors, but then again, like a lot of the times like I just direct sow these because I mean, it's time to do it anyways, and it's going to do better that way for me. I don't have to worry about transplanting it, hardening it off and doing all of that and yeah, all of that. So try direct seeding it too if you're in an area where you can do that. And the biggest tip I can say is just make sure it's moist while it's germinating. That's going to be probably the biggest challenge there. And it does take a little bit too. I feel like spinach is one of the longer germination time germination time ones. But yes, leafy greens is probably my favorite thing to grow for the fall, especially things like spinach and kale and Swiss chard. Like those things just tend to get sweeter as the temperatures drop and they just taste so good and they get an amazing crunch to them. They're, yeah, it's my favorite thing to grow and they're generally pretty simple. Especially like lettuce is extremely easy. And I really do like, I just go out there and just sprinkle seeds for lettuce and I just direct sow and then I water and poof, there's some food. It's amazing. It is one of the best things that I always recommend for beginners. Super easy. And I know Edvin was talking a little bit about starting things in hanging baskets. I actually started a hanging basket with with peas on the outside, so it can kind of like go out. And yeah, and then
Oh,
I did some. It's a tricolor romaine blend because it's super pretty. I love it from Park Seed. It has like red and different colored greens and like speckled red and green. I love it. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorites. But um, I have.
honestly, that's what like cities and municipalities should be hanging up like instead of like the the petunias and the flower stuff. I think it'd be cool to see some vegetables hanging
Yeah.
up, and especially with the peas. I'm so excited to see that, Carrie, with the peas hanging down. I think that was such a good idea.
Wait for it.
So
Yeah.
I think
My lettuce, and then in my other one, I did the same thing, but I did bright light Swiss chard in the middle. So my Swiss chard and my lettuce have all popped up. So I'm waiting for the peas to germinate now. They should be any day. I haven't checked them today, so they should be coming up soon. So I'm excited. It is.
that's gonna look so. That's gonna look perfect.
Okay. I did see so brassicas. I saw a question about brassicas to pop up here. So related to brassicas here. So brassicas, if you don't know the term brassicas, this refers to the broad family more of things like broccoli, cabbage, kale, cauliflower, kohlrabi, things like that. It's all of those type of food. Um, and Brussels sprouts and things like that. So these are one of the best, like they're super cold hardy, a lot of them at least. And I always post this picture whenever I'm talking about gardening, like cool seasons. I'm like, look at this. I had a broccoli just growing amongst the snow. It was awesome. I love this picture so much. But yeah, I mean, they do really well in the cold weather. So I saw this question too. So cabbage and Brussels sprouts had some worm damage. So the cabbage worms are definitely relentless. I'm sorry. They chewed the center. What can I do? So really, I mean, there's nothing you can do to, I mean, fix that. You are going to have a hole there, unfortunately. But I mean, just continue growing it. You can eat around it. There, it doesn't hurt. It just makes it look not as good, obviously. But I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. But just keep an eye on it. Looking on the undersides of the leaves is how you can spot those caterpillars. And if you see like those little white, little tiny moths flying around, that's how you know that maybe you have a problem because those are what they lay the eggs down there in your brassicas. And then, yeah, just look underneath your leaves and you'll see like these little green. They blend really well. So hopefully you can find them though. Um,
Sorry, I know you're talking about something very, very serious and helping people out, but meanwhile, Landon is 1 + 1 = get a new plant. And I 100% agree. X plus Y always equals get a new plant.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, if you want a beautiful looking plant with a bunch, yeah, unfortunately you are. Or I mean, you can trim those leaves off as well too. Um, I forget what plants, which brassicas you said they were exactly, but for a lot of them, like sometimes I will just pinch off those leaves and either just bring them inside and eat them, and yeah, or chicken them, worm them, add to your compost, something like that if they're bad enough.
Yeah, and Janky, brassica is really cold hardy, but not quite enough for cold winters here in central Minnesota.
Oh
There
yes.
are there are actually a lot of like really really cool tips and tricks that there are. I mean, I've seen people like they cut the bottom of a 5 gallon jug and stick it over their cold hardy plants, and that'll extend it. I mean, even in the snow. I mean, I think you've kind of done this with the milk
Mhm.
jugs. I mean, you'll kind of come out and it literally creates a greenhouse effect sometimes to the point where you just need to go out there every day and take off the canopy and let it, breathe so it won't overheat up. So I'd really, I'd recommend, trying some of that and maybe you can grow year round and even with the snow in Minnesota.
Yes, so BT caterpillar spray is really good. This will definitely help with the solution. So it'll definitely help so you don't get any more damage. It should, depending on how much damage you got, but it should still be able. I mean, I don't. It's hard to tell because I can't see it, but I mean, usually they can recover from it if it wasn't too bad. So. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like going through. I'm trying to. You guys are doing great at commenting. I'm doing a bad job at keeping up. I'm sorry. um. Oh, thanks, Donna. Yes, I do. I have fun. Like I really just go out and I'm like, ooh. Here, let me pop this question up while we go to the next one. Charlotte was asking, do we need to worry about companion planting if you're planting in a green stock planter? So yes and no. It really kind of depends on what you're planting to. But most of the time, no, unless it is something in the same row, if that makes sense, because all of that soil is touching. So it just kind of depends again, like, because a lot of the times there's a lot of different things to take into account. Like, is it because they both attract the same pest? Is it because there's something in the roots that makes this other plant not do well? So that's a really hard question to answer yes or no to, but it doesn't matter quite as much, if that makes any sense. I hope that does.
And I feel like usually the green stalks, gardeners usually put them in an area where they're gonna see them
Yeah,
almost every day. So if there is a pest or a
yeah.
problem, you're usually gonna notice it. Or when they sit on the patio, it's away from the grassy
Mhm.
area, so sometimes it's just a little bit more tough for the pests to get there. So
Yeah, like typically I don't necessarily think too much about companion planting in the green stalks because I do like an entire green stalk of lettuce and things like that, which I mean, generally it's not recommended to have a whole bunch of things like that might attract the same pest in one area. But like Edvin said, it's right there on my porch. I can see it every day. I go out there water every day. So it's really not a huge deal.
Harry, with in quotations, it depends. Well, with gardening, it kind of all depends. I know somebody had made the comment down here, saying that the app had said that the frost date, was,
Oh,
before it actually happened.
yeah, I saw.
It uses historical data,
Yeah,
and even the Farmer's Almanac. They're not 100%
yeah,
correct. I
that's
mean,
what.
and in today's world, weather is kind of super
Oh, I
unpredictable.
know.
We do the best that we can, and it's just best for planning. And it just uses historical data, but I mean, nobody can predict what'll happen tomorrow, so it's just the best that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because I have a hard time believing that mine's going to really be in 2 weeks. Because, like I said, it's 80 degrees here too. But I mean, we'll see. Sometimes we do.
It might snow tomorrow in Oklahoma, so it's like you really never know.
That's true. Let's see. CJ had a great question. Do you direct sow all of your fall seeds? Are any of them started indoors in the biodome? So, no, I do not direct sow everything. So the things that I do not direct sow are my brassicas, actually. So what we just talked about. So my broccoli, my cabbage, and cauliflower, things like that. I start inside in the biodome, which I still have a couple left over here because I'm in the midst. You can kind of see I have a few of them in there because I'm in the middle of transplanting them out. So some of them are gone right now, but I am transplanting these outside right now. I just do that to get a head start on my season too, because if I were to wait until the temperatures actually got to a decent temperature for them to start them by seed, I'd have a hard time getting a harvest from them before it gets too cold. You know what I mean? Um, and then I also have some flowers down here that I actually need to get outside too. And then I also started some lettuce, although I direct seed most of my lettuce. But I do really like to transplant lettuce into my green stock tower because it just makes it so much easier and faster. Like it just seems to go really well when I do that. But besides those things, yes, I am direct sowing everything, especially like my peas. Every single one of my peas are direct sowed. All of my root crops are direct sown, and most all of my greens and everything like that are direct sown as well. So yeah, peas are definitely one of my favorite cold season too. Although I'm probably going to say that about everything. I'm sorry if I do, but peas are one of my favorites to eat. They're so good, and they hardly make it inside. Really, like I have the cutest videos of like the kids, like when they're like 2 years old, just going out there and just just munching away on all the peas outside. And yeah, it's so funny. Like last year, yeah, she was 2 years old and she was going out there and she was getting the peas off of the vine and just eating. I was like, wow, like what other 2-year-old would do this? But I was like, this is great.
And like the ones that you have, what are they like the yard long ones that you have like hanging up on those like
Yeah.
special like holders? Oh, those look just amazing. Like just going out there in the garden and seeing them. It's just like I don't know. It's just such a it's an amazing thing to grow in the garden if you haven't. I don't know if you have pictures or not, but they're just I that's something I would recommend for people to grow.
Yeah. So here, let me address this really quick. So I will say I have a difficult time with peas in the spring, just because it tends to get really hot real fast here in Oklahoma. So I do have this issue quite often as well that they do get up to that height, but then the temperatures start getting too high, and I don't end up getting as much as I really want to from them. So fall is really my favorite time to grow peas because they tend to do so much better for me. So I have grown, like I feel like I've grown way more peas. I've planted way more peas this year than I ever have because my springtime I had the same issue as you did, just because it got really hot real fast here in Oklahoma this year. So I didn't get a lot. So I'm like, I am getting my peas this fall. So try planting them this fall and see if you can get them to work for you that way. Let's see. I saw there. Let me see. So CJ was asking, does the app show seed start date for fall? So yes, let me show you real quick. So right in here.
EGR said, yeah, she lives in Florida, so it's pretty hot here all year round.
Oh
But you're pretty lucky though. You get to grow some amazing stuff down there that, we don't get to grow up on the outside. Man, just like driving through those, like people just have like amazing plants on the outside, like house plants just growing wild. Where here in Oklahoma, we gotta have them indoors.
yeah. Yeah, so this is peas right here. So it'll have the fall planting dates right here. And I mean, even though it says technically like I still planted peas like a week ago. I am always pushing my dates because I'm like, well, honestly, what's the worst that could happen? I'll get like one harvest from them, but still
The pea police is gonna come back.
I know, right? But I am always like pushing my limits on my dates and trying to get as much as I can because I'm always experimenting and seeing what I can do and all of that. And plus, the ones that I just planted too are the ones in the hanging pots, so I can always bring those inside if I have any issues. So, ooh, this is a fun question, Jackie.
I was literally just gonna point that out to you.
Yeah, real fun question. Okay. So I have a couple favorites too. So I see that Jackie says sugar snap. I agree on this. The taste of sugar snap is incredible. I also really like the patio pea, which is it's a very small, compact plant. So I have it growing in the sunroom, which is really nice. That way, it doesn't get like too big. And then I also, what was the other one that I was going to mention? Oh, it's a snow pea. The dwarf snow peas that Perksy has. I really like those. They've always done amazing for me in the past. I love them so much. But yeah, I love it. So it is going to be I mean, technically that is the time that you can put them outside by either seed starting or direct sow. So I mean, you can take that as either or. So I kind of just that's how I take it too. Like I'm like, okay, I'll either seed start by then or I can put out my transplants if I have transplants for those. So it can really be either or there.
Julie had a great, well, I don't know, we might be talking about it later, but about planting garlic in containers and overwintering in unheated garage. And that sounds like a perfect setup.
So I do have garlic coming up next, I think. Maybe.
All right, Julie, hold that question. We'll be right back.
Yeah. So root crops, super quick. Thank you, Harry. He's keeping me on track because I always get talking too much and I always like miss out on the end stuff. So thank you for keeping me on track. So yeah, root crops are amazing to plant in the fall too. And I kind of treat these to, like I plant these like all fall and then I just harvest them. Like honestly, whenever it's cold out, I treat it's like they're in a refrigerator outside too. So I'm not super strict on when I harvest them. So it's kind of nice whenever it's like colder out. Plus it makes it taste like just so much sweeter. It's just incredible the taste difference of the plants between when you harvest it in the heat versus when you harvest it when it's cold. Incredible, night and day, seriously. So if you've never grown like any of these things we're talking about, if you've never grown them in the fall, like it fall is the best time to grow a lot of these things just because it's going to taste so much sweeter. It's going to taste great.
So, Carrie, what would it be like your number one tip for like, I just think a common problem for gardeners growing like carrots, just getting like the puny carrots. Like, what is something that you would say that you changed, to get your carrots to actually come out
So
and be a sizable size?
yeah, the biggest issue that people tend to have, I mean, well, okay, there's two big issues I feel like that people tend to have with carrots. And at first, it's planting because the seeds are super teeny and tiny and they're difficult to space out and you do actually have to thin them down and give them their space because if you have like two growing side by side then they're going to grow together and that's when you get like the weird shapes and things like that, so you actually do need to go through and thin them down and make sure there's only one. So that's why I love seed tape too for carrots. So it's really just like it's almost like toilet paper is what it looks like. It's just like toilet paper with the seeds already in it, so you just lay it out, put just a little bit of soil over top of it, water it in, voila, you're planted. It's the easiest way to plant, hands down. Then you don't have to worry about thinning them down or anything like that. So that's one of the issues. And then another issue that people tend to have is just getting them to germinate too. And that's because carrots tend to take a while and it's so important to keep them moist while they're germinating. So during that time period, I always say, like, if you can, try to cover it with something. So, like burlap or something like that, just to keep the soil as moist as possible while it's germinating. But yeah, those are probably two of my biggest tips for carrots. And really, if you're having trouble with like smaller carrots, definitely make sure that your soil isn't like super compact too and that it's plenty aerated so that way it can grow down and it's in loose soil. That's how it's going to grow the best.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading to see. Oh, bummer. So there's several different carrots that carrot seed tape. I know they have like a I don't know. They have a bunch of so effortless ones that so keep checking back because they're always restocking too. Because there's a bunch of different varieties. I know they have rainbow varieties too, and I love it. Okay, here's the garlic. So garlic is something that pretty much as long as your soil is workable still, even if it is past a frost time, you can still plant it. So that's the amazing thing about garlic. Like last year, I think it was like November or December even that I was still planting garlic out in the garden because our ground was still workable. I could still get it out there and it worked amazing for me. I had a whole big harvest in the next year. So I definitely encourage you all to grow garlic. Again, this is super beginner friendly because all you have to do is go out there, toss some garlic into the soil, and pretty much forget that you planted it. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
it's
Yeah.
very easy. So Julie was asking, can I plant garlic in containers and overwinter in a unheated garage? So garlic actually likes to be frozen. So not necessarily frozen, but you know what I mean. Like they need that cold stratification. So they need that winter time in order to do really well. Um, so I mean, unless you want to bring them in, you don't necessarily have to. You can plant them outdoors right now and just let them get snowed on, let them get get the winter and all of that. Um, but it if you were asking in the sense of if it's going to be cold enough to work, depends on how cold your garage gets. Typically, it does need a period of like, I mean, probably like 30 to 40 degrees, I'd say, probably around there. Um, but yeah, so definitely give it a time period of some cold, so that way it does as good as possible. I feel like there was another garlic. Oh, okay, yep, that's right. I had starred her comment from before to come back to. Okay, I was gonna say there was another garlic question. But yes, garlic is definitely one that that does really well in the fall, planted out now, and then harvest next spring, early summer. Um, yes. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, absolutely. Any temperature you want to throw at garlic, it does amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the one that Park Seed was out of or not, but Park Seed does carry the rainbow carrot seed tape. But somebody was saying something about some of them being out of stock, so I'm not sure if that's one that's out of stock or not. So fingers crossed for you.
Harry had a question about garlic. Is this close stratification just for hard neck, or is for does it include soft neck as well?
So it doesn't hurt it, but I think that I'm not 100% on this. So I can let me pull up Growbot here real quick. Because honestly, for me, I plant every garlic out there, but I think it's soft doesn't require it. But ah, I can never type whenever I'm live. So, okay. So, yes,
We're all
I know,
watching.
right? So it says both soft neck and hard neck garlic benefit from a period of cold stratification. Um, so there you go. Oh, we're getting lots of garlic question. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I think because you're worried about your temperatures not dipping low enough, um, yeah, absolutely. Give this a try because this is actually a trick where I've actually done this before in the past when I forget to plant or I wasn't able to plant in the fall. You can pop them into some soil, into like a gallon Ziploc baggie. Put some cloves into some soil, put it in a baggie, put it in the back of your fridge for just a few weeks, and then pull them out and plant them. And then you should be good. That mimics enough to where it makes them think that they went through a cold spell, and hopefully that should be good. Um, great, great question. Honestly, I have never covered my garlic, so I don't know the minimum temperature. Let's ask Robot again. I've never covered mine. Even in the snow, we've actually gotten like sub-zero temperatures here in Zone 7, and I've never had any issues at all with them. So um, let's find out if there's a specific. So this says 20 degrees Fahrenheit, although I will say I have definitely pushed that way more than 20, and they've done incredible before. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, Leslie was asking how to know when to harvest garlic. So oops. Robot, come back. And to harvest garlic. Voila. So usually I go in and I'm looking at the top of the garlic. So very similar to onions. I look at how the top is looking whenever it starts to almost look like it's dying. I know it's kind of scary, but it'll look like it's dying almost back, and that's usually whenever I go through and do it. And yes, exactly this time of year, it's usually late spring, early summer, around that time period. And yeah, this is a good tip too. So if you are unsure, you can always just pop in and just see what it looks like. But yeah, usually once the top starts dying off, that's a really good sign for you that it's not. Um, would they get enough sun in the garage? For me, I mean, do you have like a window in the garage? If so, I would like put them in the window. I actually have like grow lights set up in my garage because I do a lot of seed starting and things like that. So I would put it under like some sort of grow lights or anything like that. Um, Edvin, here's a question for you. Can the smart,
Yes, I was just
yeah.
seeing that. Sue, depending on where you are, you can actually go on our website and use the store locator to find. We'd recommend, we're updating our store locator, so the one that's on there right now, I'd recommend giving the store a call. But if you need extra help, you can email us at info@smartpots.com. And just go ahead and type in there, you're looking for snow cocoa liners, and then just give us a zip code, and then we'll be able to find that for you quickly. If not, the Park Seat app, they actually do have the no cocoa liners in stock, and you can order them from there directly. And if you're a premium member, or if you win, you'll be able to get free shipping. So it's just like having them, picked up right at your local store, anyways. But yeah, like I said, go on our smartpots.com, look up on the top right store locator or where to buy, and you should be able to find a store. Oh, you're in Mustang. If you're in Mustang, so raw seed is it gonna be the raw seed or TLC in North OKC, or raw seed in Chickasha and El Reno? I know it's a little bit far from you, but I know that they do have the no cocoa liners. You can try calling Markham's in OKC. I just don't think that they stock them. But if anything, info at SmartPots, we're close by, so we can definitely help you out.
Cool. Yes, this is a really good point. Yes, definitely. If you are going to do that trick with the garlic, definitely put it in the back of the refrigerator, not the freezer. So good point there. Okay. I can never pass up this right here. These are great questions. The most unique breed of garlic we've have tried. Ooh, I definitely want to hear everybody's opinions and things like that they've done. But there is a here. Let me go up here to the garlic because there's some really pretty garlic that Park carries that I love. It's not one of those. Let's see if I can pull it up. Well, of course, I love the elephant garlic, which I know it's technically not a garlic, but it is one of my favorites because it's so huge. It's very easy to do. I'm a fan of these ones, the garlic Russian red and these purple garlic bulbs. Just, me, I love
Ooh.
like the unique colors and things like that. And anything I can do that's like a unique color, I'm always excited for. Um, but those ones are definitely my favorite.
I mean, that garlic bulb, if you went to like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, that'd be like a $15 bulb, like that purple one. Like they would just
Oh
want
yeah.
to overprice it.
Sorry, I saw a question of somebody asking about the no cocoa liners.
Yeah, we're getting a couple of questions. I know Jackie asked as well. The no cocoa liners come in 12, 14, and 16 inch. And they're generally those sizes. We kind of try to fit as best we can, the most common
So yeah, I will
baskets.
say most all of mine are 14 inches, and those are ones that they tend to fit like really well into like a standard one because I feel like the 16 was actually a little large of the ones that you brought so I was like, oh, okay, but the 14 fit perfect. So I feel like that one is really good.
Yeah. And do you guys is it in stock?
I believe so.
If
Looks
all
like
if all comes to well, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. It's like blocked
yeah, yeah,
by the comment. So
it is.
and use Spoon 15 and get you 15% off on those.
Yes.
They're pretty reasonably priced and they'll last you easily, 10 seasons very, very easily. So they're awesome.
Yep, absolutely, Julia. I feel you. Any of the purple, I'm always there for it. Oh, yes. Awesome. If it's that purple magic broccoli, you will not be disappointed. It is gorgeous. It is my absolute favorite broccoli and it has done incredible for me. So, yes, I hope you love it. Okay. And then of course, spring blooming bulbs. This is a perfect time to be getting any and all of your bulbs into the ground. So I know we just talked about garlic, but also like your spring blooms. So things like tulips and daffodils and any alliums, like things like that, are all going to be great to be getting into the ground right now. And I mean, it's definitely something that I love to do because you get really early blooms if you do them now. And I can never find time, but I did last year and it was an exciting experience. I loved it. It was super fun. So I definitely wanted to point that out. And also wildflowers too, if you are wanting to do like a wildflower patch or anything like that, just throw those in there and yeah, toss them out right now. Get them going in the spring. You'll have all sorts of blooms. Exciting. Um, yes. So I think the code. Yes, there is 30% off. The code, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it is stock up. So just stock up.
That's a
All
pretty
one,
good sale.
yeah,
30% off.
30% off all seeds right
And then free shipping with premium.
now. Hmm.
It's a dangerous game out there.
Yes, yes. And if anybody has issues, like I know we had, we hopefully have the code fixed, but I know people were having issues where they entered the code and then it took away shipping. But like, it should not do that. If it does that, please send me a message and we'll get you fixed. Or if it does that and you didn't notice and you checked out, send me a message and we'll get you refunded and fixed up. So, yep, code stock up. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. I'm going to try to get through protection because this is so important too. Because if you want to extend your growing season at all, these are going to be key for you to do because once it gets too cold, it's your plants are going to struggle. So one of the easiest things that you can do is mulching. So just tossing a bunch of mulch around your plants will help protect the roots and also will just help with retaining moisture and I mean so many things. Like there's so many reasons to do it. So prevent weeds. I mean I could go on, but we only have so much time. But mulch, please, and it'll be your best friend and it'll save your life in the long run here. So Edvin actually mentioned this earlier about the just simply cutting a bottom of one of those 5 gallon water buckets and just popping it over a plant. It works amazing as like this little tiny greenhouse. It's for a single plant because I mean it's obviously not that large, but if you have like like a plant out there that you really want to extend the life of, or if you just transplanted and you have something that you're worried about, this is a perfect little solution. So this you could do that. You could do a milk jug or things like that that you can kind of just place on top, and you would be amazed at the temperature difference. Seriously, like we had to put it over one of our plants, and then we would have to set a note of like an alarm on my phone, so that way in the morning I would take it off because once the sun came out it would like jump up like 20-30 degrees hotter than it actually was. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you have like a pepper plant or something in there. I mean, it's
Yes.
when you have a pepper plant growing when it's cold outside is pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah, I actually had that. That I mean that picture might have been from spring. I'm not sure when that picture was taken. It was taken a while back, but it was either I think it was whenever we had just transplanted out peppers, and then we had like a last minute frost. I was like, oh, we gotta protect it a little bit, so popped that in. There's also like super easy row covers and things like that you can get. These are actually from Park Seed. This one right here, it's super simple. It is, oh, I think it's under cover. Well, what would it be under? Um, Blanket. Oh man, I forget what I had it. I had it under tunnel.
You're talking about
The
the
tunnel.
oh,
That's what it was called. Yeah. So these right here, like they're super easy to set up, and you just like it's just like this tunnel, this row that you can put over your plants to help protect them, and you can extend your growing season with just something as simple as that, even. Again, that's super easy to go through and put over them. And then, of course, if you guys follow me at all on any social media, I'm sure you've seen our row covers that we've built. And these are super easy hoop houses that we have for some of our wooden raised beds. I've actually built very, very similar ones for over like our huge smart pot round raised beds too. I mean, anything you can do to help extend your growing season. Like these right here, we have on hinges, so we can just go in there and just simply like open it up and harvest something and put it back down. And it is a good, like, I kid you not, like 20 degrees more in there. So if you have like really cold temperatures, once that sun hits it, it gets real warm in there real fast. So it can really save your life. And we can even do some year-round growing for certain things here whenever we're using those. So it's pretty impressive.
yeah, no, they're super cool, and I mean they super easy to build. I mean you really just just piece things together, and the videos y'all have are
Yeah, I was gonna
you
say
know pretty straightforward.
down here, there's this section right here for videos, and there's actually one of them. Yeah, run this one right here. This one goes through and shows all of our instructions. So if you just click on that, that's the link right there. It'll take you directly to showing how we built them. Super easy, and I have a bunch of different videos showing like in depth on certain different steps. If you guys have any specific questions or anything like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, we have almost running out of time. We're going to do one on cover crops here soon too. But in general, I do just want to say if you aren't going to be growing anything this fall, I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. But if you do nothing else, do cover crops because it will help your soil. You'll build up your soil over the winter. You won't lose your soil over the winter, and you'll have a lot better time in the springtime whenever you come back to your garden. And it helps on a world of different levels. So
Also, quick on the
yeah,
cover crops. This is definitely one when we do talk about it, where highly recommend if you think you have a cover crop growing, scan it with the grow bot. I definitely learned my lesson. In the greenhouse, we have these pineapples that have been in growing for like 4, 5, 6 years. The whole time, since I inherited it, I thought there was like a clover growing, and I was like, oh, that's cool, a nice clover crop. And just a random day, I thought, well, why don't I just scan this with GrowBot, and I scanned it and that ended up being an invasive cover that ended up it said it took more nutrients than needed. So that I learned my lesson. So definitely if you're out there, scan your your weeds that are growing just to be sure that it's not something that'll harm your plants.
yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call out. And we need to do like a whole one on cover crops here soon because I definitely don't grow in every single one of my garden beds year round because I can't. So I am going to be doing cover crops, and I think like everybody should know a little bit about cover crops. So we'll do one of those here soon. Um, but yes, I do want to make sure for those of you that can't grow over the winter that there are a lot that you can do indoors, which is amazing. So behind me right here, I actually have a 1 gallon smart pot with one of these kitchen mini tomatoes. And then I actually have another 1 gallon smart pot right here, the purple one. It's exciting. With some basil. And then over here off the camera, I have another 1 gallon one with some kitchen mini peppers, which is amazing because I have all of these things year round. I can just come over here and harvest them, and it's incredible. And you really can just grow them inside in your kitchen. So it's super easy. You Everybody can do it. Like it's great. I highly recommend doing that. If you guys like having peppers and tomatoes, do it.
Yeah, I mean, cool shout out to the Park Seed people. I mean, they've done a great job of sourcing these types of stuff that, where, they understand that people, maybe you might live in an apartment or have a small area, but you still want to have a garden. They've sourced these amazing seeds that, they do allow you to do that in 1 gallon smart pots. Just like Carrie has, just put them in under a saucer and south facing window, and you can have some, vegetables growing inside your house.
Yeah.
So pretty
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. And it's super handy too. Whenever I'm making food, I'm like, oh, I need some tomatoes or peppers. I'm like, ooh, I have some. It's awesome. I don't even have to go outside to get it. It's great. And then, of course, microgreens. Another very simple thing that I know you can absolutely go down the rabbit hole of, which we need to do soon as well. Um,
Hey, once it gets cold and there's literally nothing you can do out in the garden, that's what Carrie and I are doing is literally playing with
yes,
microgreens. And it's like 5, 6, 7 days, and I mean, we have more microgreens than we know what to do, to be honest.
I
So,
actually just
if
started.
you hear anybody,
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually just started
you
another
start
round
something.
of microgreens up there on the very top shelf. So excited.
Ooh, yeah. Anybody who says that they have a brown thumb or can't grow anything, recommend the microgreens. I mean, inch of soil, just like Carrie has a picture here. Inch of soil with a good quality microgreen seed, and you're going to be harvesting them quickly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, within like a week, you will start to get some, and you can add them to like pretty much anything and everything. And there's so many different varieties of microgreens you can grow. Like you can even grow mustard for the mustard flavor. My husband loves to add those to his hamburger, and I mean, it adds like the mustard flavor, but healthy. It's exciting. And then also, like, I mean, there's broccoli ones, there's pea ones, which my kids absolutely love, and then cilantro, which tastes incredible. That's one of my personal favorites because it is so good. So good. I love it. So yeah, there's so many different ways you can go with microgreens. And like I said, we'll go in depth on microgreens here soon too, but definitely try it out. Super easy to do. Pop some soil in, add some seeds, water it, and in 7 days, voila, there you go. It's exciting. Um, let's see. I have a few questions here. Um, so Edvin, while I select the winner, do you know the answer to these right here?
So the kitchen minis, they are designed to be set up like, for example, on a south facing window, the brightest side window that you have. If you don't have a window that gets necessarily that much space, you can actually grow the kitchen minis in an office. I mean, I've actually done that. So what you can barely kind of see in Carrie's, above her grow setup right there, she has a flat grow lamp. So if you can, I mean, on Amazon, they're fairly inexpensive now. You can just look at full spectrum grow light, and that'll get you everything you need to be able to fruit your kitchen minis if you don't have a window that gets full sun. And you can up like just Carrie has, she's also adds it as a supplement. That's definitely something that I would kind of recommend with these. It just improves your germination, and it just improves how much you're gonna get and how quickly you're gonna get out of the plant. It's already such a compact space, and so any little bit will actually help it. So I would definitely recommend, if you have the ability, add a full spectrum lamp on top of it. It'll definitely help it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I have the winner selected. I'm gonna go ahead and announce the winner, and then I'll answer a few last minute questions that I saw come in. But I do want to make sure I get the winner. So congratulations. This winner is going to win a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription which, like I said, unlimited plant identification, bug identification, plant checks, like all of that. You can pictures you can send to GrowBot, free shipping on all of your orders through Park Seed, the visual garden layout, unlimited plants and gardens you can make. It's exciting. There's a lot. And some orange smart pots. Exciting.
I know, super exciting. I know. I'm so sorry that the jack o' lantern picture they didn't upload. I'll make sure to re-upload that reel. And I might even invite Carrie over to kind of make her own to see what she comes up with. I think that'd
Ooh,
be fun. Right before Halloween.
oh, I love that idea.
Hey, well, actually, depending on what the schedule looks like, maybe we can do, the week of Halloween, we can do a jack o'
I
lantern.
love it. Let's do it.
Who knows? That'd be
So,
fun.
congratulations to Jackie. Yay,
Woohoo!
Jackie. So, email us at info@seedtospoon.net and we'll get you all hooked up. It's exciting. Yay.
I wonder what she's gonna get with her first free shipping order.
Oh, exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Here, I saw a few last minute questions here that I wanted to answer. So, Julie was asking a little bit more about the cover crops. So, yes, I typically just I plant them now, and then in the springtime, come that time, I usually just till them under and just like till them back into the soil. So that way, it kind of like boosts the soil, adds a little bit more compost to it, essentially. Yeah, I know it's a real short answer, but we'll get more in depth whenever we do that. Um, and then Patty was saying, yes, definitely a microgreens video. So, just real quick, just like over what they are, microgreens are essentially just little baby plants that you can eat. I mean, it really is. So, like this picture right here is, ooh, I'm trying to. Edvin, do you remember what this one was? I'm trying to look at it. It has like a bunch of different
I
colors. So I'm
That
like,
was the salad or the mix. I
oh,
forgot
okay,
exactly what it
why.
was.
That's why I'm not sure then on that one because it was a mixture of them. I'm like, it's kind of throwing me
No,
off.
no, no. But I think no, no. It's a mixture that you guys have. I think it's
Yeah.
salad mix or something. But it was one of the mixed ones. I mean, I really like the mixed ones because just like you see here, you get a bunch of different colors, different varieties, and they're just amazing to grab. I mean, just add to a salad or a sandwich. If you grow them in in your office lunchtime, snip a couple, and like Carrie said, it just adds just a nice fresh flavor to whatever you're eating.
Yeah, and it's super easy to grow. I mean, it essentially is just the baby version of that plant, the full-grown plant that you grow out in your garden, except you're getting all of the nutrients and everything right there in this small little plant. So they're super healthy for you. But it's essentially just those little tiny seedlings that you're eating.
Yeah,
Um,
and if you're a cost-driven person, I mean, the cost of microgreens are getting so expensive. I mean, like you go to like Trader Joe's and like I mean, a small little packet of it, it will run you like $5, $6. Whereas, a packet of seed will come, 1,000 seeds in there you can harvest, multiple times. So this is actually one of those crops that actually it's not just about the hobby. It kind of actually makes sense on the financial standpoint too. So definitely
yeah.
stick around for that one. I think microgreens would be really fun. And also, Tanya, if you want to be, that year subscription winner, definitely tune in next week. And try
Yes.
again.
Yep, absolutely. We do giveaways every single week. So join us again next week. It might be you. You never know. Okay, well, congratulations again to Jackie. And I hope to see you all again next week. Same time, same place. See you
Goodbye.
guys. Bye.